Baseball Network. I'm Arielle Gordon, and I'm covering the Mid-Atlantic region, which includes the Cal Ripken, Valley, and Coastal Plain Leagues. In today's installment of Commissioner's Corner, we'll be speaking with Jason Woodward of the Cal Ripken League. Welcome, Jason, and thank you for talking with us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me, and thank you for covering our league.
So if you just want to start, can you kind of tell me what are you most excited for this coming summer? What can we look forward to?
Well, I'm most excited about, we have 6 quality teams that have done a great job in the offseason recruiting the top talent throughout the country, from San Francisco, California, to Texas, to Florida, to the local kids here in the Mid-Atlantic region. So our coaches and our general managers have done a great job of recruiting some of the top talent across the country for our league this summer.
Does it being an Olympic cycle and kind of adding that back in, has that affected any planning for summer baseball?
Actually, you bring that up. It has. We're actually playing the national Israel team twice this summer. The Bethesda Big Train is going to play them on July 19th at home, and then on July 20th, we're playing them in Harrisburg at the Harrisburg Senator Stadium, like a home and home series. So from that aspect, it's been great for us because we get to play against an Olympic team and help them tune up before they head overseas for the Olympics.
Does that coincide with any all-star festivities for the league?
No, our All-Star festivities will be July 5th this year. We've moved the game up to play on Sunday, July 5th, because we're going to the Sun Belt Classic again, which will take place July 14th and 15th in Cary, North Carolina at the USA Baseball facility.
And with these kind of extra games and playing against sort of non-league teams, are there any rule changes or any updates to format that players or teams will have to expect?
No, the games in Cary, North Carolina, down there, that's more for the professional scouts. We're taking a team that is scouts want to see, the kids they want to see, prospects. So down there, they'll go through some metric stuff, some analytical stuff, some eye tests, speed, agility, those type of things, little interview process before they play 2 games against other alliance teams.
And are there any league changes, any new rules, any format changes?
The only league rule we changed this year to two rules to enhance the game and to protect our players a little bit is we've cut down our pitch counts. We've limited them, instead of 120 max per day, we've cut it down to 105 per day. So, and no pitcher can go above 105. So we're actually trending and more of throwing more pitchers but less pitches. The other rule change, we put a run rule in to also cut down on arms and throwing kids that are position players instead of pitchers, where we have a 12-run rule after 7 innings for a 9-inning game. So those are only 2 rule changes. Any doubleheader, we keep at 7 innings to cut the innings down for the kids as well.
And is this something that you've heard or seen any other leagues working with?
Well, as an alliance, we all are bound to it. We've all signed the agreement with Major League Baseball to follow these guidelines. And we've always had guidelines in place even before this came down the road, because it's about protection of the players when they go back to their college team. Our philosophy is not about the wins and losses, but to make sure that they are in the best shape when they go back in August to their teams, that they're healthy and they've improved as a ball player.
And sort of looking regionally with the Mid-Atlantic, to see Cal Ripken alum Brian Dozier win the World Series as a Washington National. What does that mean to the league, to any of the teams, former players, coaches?
Well, we have a good amount of kids now that are kids, young adults that are in the major leagues, that have played in the World Series. Cody Allen for the Indians the 1 year played there as well. But with Brian Dozier being a local here in town with the Washington Nationals, it was pretty neat. It was neat for our board to see that. He was actually inducted into our first class, our Hall of Fame class this past summer, back in July. So that added a little bit of extra, special. It was a little more special for that as well, because he went to the Hall of Fame for us in the summer, right around the All-Star break, the MLB All-Star break. So we gave him his plaque, did all that kind of stuff. And then he goes on to win the World Series, which is pretty cool.
And then also looking sort of from Major League, minor league baseball with this sort of impending reorganization, what kind of conversations are going on? What is kind of the thinking or the approach to this news that we're waiting for?
Oh, I think it's great for baseball. I'm excited they're doing the draft in Omaha at the College World Series. I think it's going to bring some excitement to it. Players are going to, be able to be there for it, because usually the top, couple picks are on some of those teams that are there. I think it's great for the game for them to do that and create that atmosphere. I get what they're trying to do to make it similar to what the NFL does and other professional sports. So I think it's great. Um, the time frame they're signing, the reorganization of the minor leagues with them cutting some teams potentially could affect the draft and number of players taken. We average between 36 and 44 players a year that have been drafted over since our league has opened up. So I'll
Mhm.
wait and see in 3 or 4 years how that affects the number of players that are taken.
And with talk of potentially shortening the draft, but also maybe adding more teams, is there kind of any concern? What's the thinking of having all these changes potentially hit consecutively or all at once?
It really doesn't affect us too much other than, the number of players we've had drafted. I mean, if they shrink the draft, then it's a smaller pool of players. At some point, I think you'll end up seeing a lot more players get signed as free agents
Mhm.
that go undrafted. They still need those rounds because baseball's a game of attrition. You need bullpen catchers, you need extra outfielders, you need pitchers to throw innings and stuff in the minor leagues because even the minor leagues have pitch count limitations what they want. So they may cut the rounds back, and which affects the money for the player signing bonus. But overall, I think you're still going to see a lot of players taken, signed through free agency after the draft.
Okay, because there's some ideas that if the draft is shortened, then you'd have players staying in summer ball longer to kind of improve their stock. Is that something you
Yes,
foresee?
well, that would affect our age because right now we're 22 and under, and if
Oh,
you're graduating senior, we don't allow you to play in our league. But if they go that route, yes. And if they push the signing date back and even do those type of things, and extended short, they get rid of the short season and they move that to the fall, and then kids are staying with us longer. It's something we've just talked about. We talked about it as an alliance, but that's still a couple years away from what we were being told. Not for 2021, but maybe 2022 when that goes into play. It
mhm,
will have some effect on our eligibility of our players, and you could see us having an older league and becoming, I want to say, a semi-pro type, format league, but
mhm,
it'll be a nice blend of graduating seniors to rising sophomores in our league, which
mhm.
is only going to enhance the product, make it even better for the fans.
And is there anything else kind of about any team, about the league, any players that you kind of want to highlight at this point?
At this point, really not. Our rosters haven't been released yet because we also wait to their college season. We don't like to advertise so and so is coming back. He's preseason All American, and then something happens, he doesn't end up with us. So we
Mhm,
really wait to start marketing those players and stuff when they arrive, or as they get into the College World Series and they're officially on the roster. Our rosters right now are
mhm,
very fluid. I mean, some rosters have 35, 40 guys on it, but we know by the end pitchers are going to be shut down, position player gets injured. So, but for the most part, we're solid with about between 30 and 35 right now. As we discussed at our board meeting last night. So we'll wait to market those players when it comes down to it. Now, we will market our Hall of Fame class when it's released here mid-March, and we'll
mhm.
start that process with former players that are up for it. And we do market our former MLB's alum that are in the MLB, like the Hunter Renfroes, those
Mhm.
type of players that are playing, the Doziers that are out there. So we tend to market them right now.
And do you know when the Hall of Fame announcement or any like ceremonies will be this summer?
The ceremony is July 5th before the All-Star game
Mhm.
at Povich Field. And then we'll have announcements probably by the end of March. Last night, we finally finished all the nominations. So the committee will sit and meet, and then they'll bring it to the board at the February meeting. And then from there, we'll vet it one more time. And then March is when we'll do our public announcement of the class of 2020.
And before we go, is there anything else kind of that we should talk about?
No, we're looking for a great year. We're looking forward to attending the Sun Belt Classic. We have 7 teams down there from our alliance going this year, and it's always a competitive event in Cary, North Carolina. Team USA is very a gracious host, allowing us to use their facility for those games. MLB does a great job of scouting it, and we're looking forward to a great summer. We have 6 strong teams. We're interviewing 2 prospect franchises to join our league next year to get us back to 8, where we need to be, where we want to be to continue growing the league and growing the game of baseball. It's going to be an exciting summer. And I look forward to seeing you guys at a game to come watch us when you get back to the DC area.
For sure. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. Getting excited for the summer now. You know what to look forward to.
Yeah, it'll be a great time. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be here before we know it. So exciting times. Thank you for the opportunity to talk with you today.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it.